Hey coaches, it's Jocelyn Napier here. I wanted to talk to you today about something I feel most people struggle with, and we struggle as challengers, our challengers struggle, our potential customers struggle, we struggle as coaches, and that's time. People say, I don't have time. You ask people why they don't work out or why they aren't advancing in their coaching business. A lot of times it is because they say, I don't have time. So today I want to talk to you about that because I get asked all the time, how are you a full-time school teacher, a full-time FCCLA advisor, a full-time mom, a full-time partner, full-time housekeeper, full-time Beachbody coach, and still get it all in? And I have to say that I think it's really comes down to time management. So I wanted to give you a little bit of tips of some things that I've learned that have really helped me to build my business to 4-star qualifying in 1 year and still be effective in all those other areas where I need to be present and effective. I think the thing that we need to really think about is, okay, we have 3 vital behaviors. So those are non-negotiables. Those are things you have to get in your day. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to listen to personal development. I don't have time to prep my meals. Here's the thing, those are things that have to be done. So you have to figure out, okay, why do I not have time? What am I doing with my time instead of doing those 3 vital behaviors? So I'm just going to give you some tips of ways that I've gotten in my 3 vital behaviors. And that is thinking about the fact that, okay, your Shakeology, you got to get that in every day. That it needs to be a planned meal, and it's the most convenient meal you can do. Think about it. It's easy, it's fast, so plan which meal you're going to drink your Shakeology and just have it. Just have it there. And it's so simple and so effective for you. So get it in every day. And then as far as your workouts, it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day. Think about how short of a time it is. I tell my challengers, that's a Mickey Mouse show. So my daughter, when she comes home in the afternoon or sometimes in the evening, she likes to watch Mickey Mouse or Sophia. If I can put her, let her watch that 30 minutes of her show, I should be pushing play if I have not gotten it in. Because by the time that show's over, I'm done with my workout. It goes like that. So think about it. It's as long as a Mickey Mouse show. So by the time I hear the hot dog song, I'm done. And that's great. So plan it out. You do have time. It's only 30 minutes. Or if you have to wake up 30 minutes earlier. Just set that alarm for 30 minutes. It's really going to help your day because you're going to have more energy and you're going to get it in early. So get that workout in. You can do it. And then as far as prepping your meals, I'll make another video completely different about that if you'd like to see that at a different time. But prep 1 day a week where you spend time just making it happen. You're going to cut out so much time in your prepping or in your cooking every week. If you just prep and you spend a good 2 hours on one, like a Sunday or a Saturday, and prep for the week, you're going to save so much time the rest of the week by just doing that and committing to that 1 day. Plus, it'll help you stick to your goals, which is proof the products work. The other thing is your personal development. Another vital behavior. Something I tell my coaches is, get an audiobook. You don't have to sit there and read. You can listen. I drive 10 minutes to work and 10 minutes back. That's my 20 minutes I could get in my personal development of listening to it every single day. If you drive for your job, or if you have an opportunity where you could plug in some headphones, whatever you're doing, just to get in that personal development, it's really, really important. Maybe you could plug it in when you're taking a shower in the morning. I take a 10-minute shower, or while I'm getting ready in the morning. That takes me 45 minutes. That's 45 minutes of PD. So you do have time if you can just listen to something. Or like a video like this, like if you're doing trainings and webinars, plug it up on your phone in the car while you're driving and listen to it then. You have time in transitions that you can do that. Hey coaches, now that we have talked about time management with the first 2 vital behaviors, your personal development and your being proofs the product work, now we're going to go into time management and the 3rd vital behavior, and that is inviting, and I'm going to talk to you about an effective power hour. So thinking about time and how much you want to spend on this business is completely up to you. That's the really cool thing about it. However much time you put in, or effective time you put in, is what you're going to get back in building your business. So you have the power to choose which type of coach you want to be, how much time you want to spend on your business, and that's going to be at what rate you grow, at what rate that you get to the goals you want to reach. I think a key thing is to be logical with yourself and what type of coach you can be or want to be, and then set goals for that. And do not expect yourself to be the top coach of the year if you're not putting in the time to do that. I think a lot of coaches think that they spend a lot of time on their business, but really they spend a lot of time doing things that aren't helping their business grow. So I want to talk about an effective to-do list and making sure that you're getting in that third vital behavior. I'm going to give you some tips of some things that I do that helps me manage my time so that I am more effective in my day with my business. So the first thing is choosing at what rate you want to grow, what you're willing to sacrifice in your day to make this business grow, and what your goals are and at what amount of time you want to reach those goals. And that's going to help you to develop how much time you're going to spend a day and what's going to be most effective in your time. So for me, I hit 4-star qualifying in 1 year, and the way that I did that was by effectively managing my time. I'm going to share with you some tips of some things that I've done. The first being a coaching binder. Okay, so what I've done with this binder really has helped me to be organized but be effective when I go to work on my business. For that third vital behavior and inviting, I'm able to sit down and do it without being all over the place, which wastes a lot of time. So in this binder, I'll just give you an idea of what I have. I have 5 tabs here. The first one is any customer contacts. So like I write down their name, what I talked to them about, even if I talk to them in passing at my school or at the grocery store, I write down their name, what we talked about, and what they're interested in, or what if we talked about any of their goals. I just jot it down, and I'm just making an ongoing list of potential customers. Then I have a tab for potential coaches, and this could be people that have gone through my challenge group, people that I've talked to about the coaching opportunity, people that have posted on Facebook about wanting to make more money or hating their job, and I've reached out to them and started a conversation. I write their name and I write a little bit about that situation so I know what to talk to them about. Then I have a tab with a list of all my challenge group members at that particular time in that challenge group, so that if someone's not posting or if I don't know what's going on with them, when I sit down to work on my business in my power hour, which I'll go over more in just a minute, I'm able to just run through this list, quickly jot them a message to check on them, make sure they're okay, they're getting the results, and I don't have to go and like look through my group or think about who is in my challenge group right now. I have it right here, I run through it, and I'm able to do that. Then I have a list of my personally sponsored coaches. This helps me to keep up with them as well, and I'll message them, make sure they're doing okay, make sure they're supported, make sure that we've kind of covered their goals, what they can be doing to help them reach their goals, and I'll just shoot them a quick message to check on them, probably like once a week or so. And then we also check into our coach group as well, but this just helps me to not have to go to look on my back online office, to not sit there and think about every single coach on my team and making sure that I'm following up with everybody. It just helps me to keep it all organized so I don't miss somebody when I'm messaging out to check on my coaches. And then my last one is my own business activity tracker. And this is going to be something that's going to help you to stick to your 3 vital behaviors and create a list of things that you can do to make sure you're building your business. So you have your 3 vital behaviors, your social media, your contacts each day, and checking in and following up. So this binder really helps me to stay on track and to make sure I'm getting everything done. Hey coaches, and the last thing I'm going to talk to you about is your power hour and managing your time in that hour or 2 hours, whatever you dedicate to working the business and making it effective. A lot of times people say that they work their business and they spend so much time on Beachbody, but what they don't realize is a lot of times they're spending time doing things that are not going to build their business or is wasting valuable time, like scrolling through their news feed or commenting and posting on things that are not going to really promote you or build your business. So what I want to go over is an effective power hour or an effective power 2 hours, depending on what type of coach you want to be. I would suggest, if you're going to be a hobby coach, that you dedicate at least 1 hour a day to working on your business and making sure that you complete a power routine or a power hour list that's geared for a hobby coach. That's going to help you to advance at the speed of a hobby coach, which means you may not reach a goal that a business builder may meet in the same time frame, because they're going to be spending more time or more effective time each day at the business builder to-do list. So whatever type of coach that you are or you want to be right now is going to be the results that you get in your business. And that's awesome. That's completely up to you. So once you determine what your goals are, then you can determine which list you want to follow. I've made 2 lists for a team, which I'll provide, but it's basically going to give you a thing that you have to get done, or a list that you have to get done in those 2 hours or in that hour, depending on which type of business builder you want to be. And it's important to make sure that when you're in that hour or 2 hours, that you're not spending time wasted on things that are not building your business. Turn off your notifications on Facebook. Put your phone somewhere that you can't answer it or be disrupted by text messages or things that are not building your business. Make sure you're completely free of distractions of family, worried about anything other than working your business. In that hour, 2 hours, and it can be split up. It doesn't have to be a full hour right there together or a full 2 hours right there. It could be an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, or an hour right after you get off work, an hour before you go to bed. Whatever the time frame works best for you is fine. But you need to make sure that that time frame is effective. So you want to have a list, you want to have all distractions put away, and you want to make sure that you are sticking to the most important, and that is inviting, following up, checking in and making sure your challengers are getting results, and checking in and making sure your coaches are good to go. So that's where your binder is going to help you, that I talked about previously, and having a to-do list for your hour that you stick to and you don't get off track with. So I know that's really hard. I know sometimes that a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm spending so much time on this business, I'm doing all these things. But when you really sit down and look at what you're doing, is it really building your business? Is the time you're spending that you think you're spending on your business, is it really things that are going to move you forward, or is it things that's wasting your time? For example, if you're sitting at your computer and you get in your coach group and someone makes a post about something and you start answering it and you want to help them, and then you start looking up the answer on Google and you start doing, you've wasted 20 minutes of your time. What did that do for your business? And I know we all have to be there for each other, and those are extra things that are great, but think about spending your time effectively on that to-do list. Do not vary from it. No notifications on Facebook, no text messaging. Just look at the list and get it done. So some of the things that are on the list is going to be your inviting, making new contacts, making sure that you're checking in with your challenge groups and your coach groups, making sure that you're posting on Facebook. And you have to do that every day. That's a whole nother video. But posting on Facebook, make sure you have your posts set for your 2 to 3 times a day, and that you're giving value in those posts on Facebook. Then you're going to make sure that you're listening to any trainings and following up with all your follow-up lists in your binder of your contacts. And then once you have done all those things on the list, then you're going to focus on, I suggest, one thing a week that you focus on that is in addition to your everyday activities. Focus on one thing, whether that be writing a blog or building your website or making videos. Whatever you feel like is most important at that time that's going to build your business, then spend time working on that after you've gotten through your main checklist. And if you do that every single day and you really put your time into effective measures and you do not do things that are outside of this list or get sidetracked or start participating in things that have nothing to do with building your business, then you're really going to see a lot of success. It's really important to think about, am I really working my business or do I just think I'm working my business? And that is going to really help you to save time and to really use your time effectively. The thing you have to really decide is, how much sacrifice do you want to make now? For me, I sacrifice some time watching shows I used to watch. I sacrifice some time in the evening doing things that I used to do that I don't do now. Like watching my Bachelorette show or whatever. I don't do as much of that in the evening and I work my business instead. Or I may sacrifice spending as much time with my family as I used to now, in the goal that I'll be able to spend so much more time with them once I can get to a certain point in my business or be able to move forward, and I'll have a lot more time to do that. So if you sacrifice now, it may open a lot more windows later. If you're not willing to sacrifice as much now, then that's completely up to you, and that's what's awesome about it. You get to sacrifice as much as you want. And if you're not willing to sacrifice as much now, just realize that your business is going to grow a lot slower than someone who is. And don't get discouraged when someone is being more successful than you, or you say, I can't do it, they can do it, and I can't do it. It's not that you can't do it. Don't get that mindset. It's just what you're willing to sacrifice and what that other person is willing to sacrifice is a little bit different. And if you want more and you want faster, then you have to sacrifice more in the time. But if you don't, that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. But don't be discouraged that you're not growing as fast, but be happy where you're growing. Because if you sit down and you spend this time and you sacrifice a little bit of time each day, an hour each day, you're going to grow as long as your hour is effective. So I encourage you to look at your time, make sure it's effective, and then really, really think about what you're willing to sacrifice now for the gain later, and be okay with that, no matter what that is. I am so excited for all of you, and use your time effectively.